Good afternoon, I'm Jeff. I'm a Sewer Tech Northwest. Today we're at property address 110 West 4th Street here in Newburgh. We're located on the rooftop going through the 4-inch cast iron vent. We're going to insert the camera and check the overall condition and serviceability of the sanitary sewer line. We currently have water running. And once we're down to the base of the vent here, we're going to zero out the camera counter. And we'll refer to that spot as the point of access. Here we go. Okay, as we come into here, we're right into standing water. We'll have a better look at this on the way out when the line's all drained. But we do have a belly there within the crawl space. We've got a bathtub running, so there's going to be a little bit, of the belly's going to be exaggerated there because of the running water, but it is a pretty significant belly, looks like. We'll have our best look at that on the way out, though, when the pipe's all drained. Looks like it just transitioned there over to ABS plastic, and then now back to cast iron. And it appears back over to ABS plastic again. Well, it might be ABS. Bottom of that pipe there is looking a little wonky. We'll have to take a look at this on the way out. That may actually be Orangeburg pipe. They look very similar in color. But what we'll see if that's Orangeburg is the flow line will be all deformed. Some pretty wild shapes in there. And transitions there over to 4-inch 3034 PVC pipe. Alright, here at about 62 feet out, we have hit the main lateral. Line's going out the front. I was able to actually dig up the line in the front there. Look for a clean out. Anyway, we know it's going out to West 4th. We're going to let the line drain out here for a few moments before reeling the camera back in. Alright, we're going to go ahead and start reeling the camera back here. The line's pretty much all drained out at this point. We do have some standing water here leading up to the PVC, or it looks like right into it, and a fairly significant belly at that. You've got probably at least 1.5 inches of standing water here in the line. You can see all the junk that's collected in it. This is a spot where a blockage could fairly easily occur, and I think what's happened here, it's hard to see it. It looks like we may have well, that might not be an offset. The pipe just may have settled that much. There's actually quite a hard edge there, right where that belly pops out. Now I'm going to reel back here just a little further. We're going to try and get back to the transition point before locating. Now, looking at this, does appear to be Orangeburg pipe. The flow line there is deformed in shape, which is the indication of Orangeburg pipe. least that's what it appears to be. That flow line there does not look uniform in shape. It looks like we've got some bumps and lumps in it. And this spot right here at the very end in particular, as we come up to the transition, you can see that lump that we go over. Well, that's what it appears to be anyway. It's not as deformed as many Orangeburg lines get. It looks like right here is where our belly starts at as well, at about 40 feet. So anyway, I'm going to locate this particular spot here and get it marked. This may be in the street. We're at 40 feet here. Anyway, we'll see where this particular spot's at. All right, I got this located and marked. This spans from the middle of the sidewalk and then into the grass curb strip. Belly stops, maybe about 2.5, 3 feet short of the street curb. And I would check with the city. I believe in Newburgh, at the right-of-way, the city takes responsibility, so that this all might be theirs. Yeah, I think because of the depth of the line here, this pipe is not showing its normal characteristics. This flow line here, though, is looking deformed to me. It almost looks like plastic. And they've got a lot of junk built up in the line here in a few of these spots. These get jetted out. And at this point, we should be back inside the crawl space at 13 feet. So the line definitely needs a hydrojet done to it to remove some of this debris. And this particular spot right here, I have poked down into this and hit it with a probe, and I can tell it's plastic just by hitting it. This spot here, that flow line is just looking odd, and you could do a rescope on it, but that really is looking. This little end spot down here, just the way that that's shaped in the flow line, I do believe this is Orangeburg pipe, and it's very, very common to see in this area. The hard part we're having here, like right to the left of where I'm looking, you can see a black, what looks like a hole in the bottom of the pipe there. That is either debris buildup or that's actually a hole in the Orangeburg pipe. And then this lump that we go over right here, plastic pipe's going to be a smooth, perfect circle on the inside. And when this is just looking like Orangeburg to me. You can have a second opinion on it. It's kind of a tough one. Normally by this point, the stuff is completely smashed flat. But that flow line there is looking like deformed Orangeburg. So, and whenever you have Orangeburg, I always recommend replacing the stuff. It always fails on you. You'll get roots or something at some point, or it will just collapse. At this time, it's still functioning, but I highly recommend removing it and putting new sewer pipe in the ground. It looks like that has been done back here. There's a couple spots in between cast iron. And you can check, so it looks like repairs have been done. It's possible that could just be ABS plastic that has debris in the flow line and just kind of looks like Orangeburg, because they're both black in color. They have almost the exact same color on the inside. Or you could do, when you do the hydrojet, have a rescope done to take another look at this flow line. I have a feeling if you ran a jetter down here, though, you'd about blow this, if it is Orangeburg, hole through it. Anyway, I'm going to get this mapped out here from this point back to the foundation of the house. Alright, this is in the front yard area. We're only about 2 feet deep here, very shallow. There's a very large root that's running smack dab right over the top of this thing here, which will happen sometimes if you do have holes. That the hard part about Orangeburg, when it's not terribly deformed, is it's hard to see and tell what it is. The flow line here, though, has got lumps and bumps in it, and I've seen a couple spots where we may have actual holes in it, and it's very common to see roots follow a sewer line when that's the case. Now we've got looks like a spot repair was done here. I would go back, because, and there's another spot right there. We watch my camera go up over this lump right there. That does not happen in plastic pipe. Plastic pipe is smooth on the bottom. This is just not deformed as much as they normally are, and that's because of the depth. It's only about 1.5 feet, 2 feet deep here in the yard. if this were 4, 5, 6 feet deep, it'd probably be smashed flat by this point. Anyhow, it looks like a spot repair has been done here, as best I can tell, because this spot right here it does appear to be plastic. And again, I've actually dug down to this in the front yard here and hit it with my probe, and it sounds like plastic. So, anyhow, we're going to do a marking right at the front. We do not have an external clean out on this house here. I'll get it marked here, and before I do that here, we're going to come back inside and see what this pipe looks like. Yeah, we've got a ton of debris buildup in the line here. And then right here, the camera just kind of dropped down into something. It's because of the water, I can't tell if that's an offset joint or what we've got here exactly. We have a significant amount of standing water though from the bottom of the vent out to about at least 10 feet here, but some of this is going to be exaggerated with all the debris in the line. So I recommend the jet, and then, so right here is where that major standing water stops. You can see it pops up over that. And then from this point on out, I think we also have bellied pipe here, but it's really hard to gauge with all the debris in the flow line. It needs a jet and it needs a rescope to see how much of this thing needs to be redone here. Because if enough of it's in bad shape, you kind of want to take care of it all at the same time. And you can see up in here, and this actually might be a ledge in the cast iron pipe. All the debris there, it's difficult to tell. That might just be inch-thick debris buildup. So I'm going to mark right here. This is right in front of the foundation. I recommend from the foundation to where the homeowner responsibility stops to have that replaced. Again, once you're past this point, this cast iron part here is still in half decent shape, as long as that's not a trough that's worn in the flow line there. If that's the case, the cast iron needs to go, which will happen slowly but surely over time. And then once you get to this point here, we have Orangeburg pipe. So that's why I say you might as well just do the whole thing. It's only like 1.5 feet, 2 feet deep, so it's very easy to get to. And if homeowner responsibility stops at the sidewalk area, you're just dealing with pipe under dirt. Alright, so this right here is on the exterior, everything from 20 feet out to at least the sidewalk area, if not the street curb. Wherever that homeowner responsibility ends, I recommend replacing it. The interior part of the line needs to have a hydrojet performed on it and a rescope to check it, to see if we've got worn cast iron pipe, as well as how bad we've got a belly. We've got a significant belly for the first 4 feet of the line. From the bottom of the vent to 4 feet has got about 2 inches of water in it. So a lot of this line is looking like it needs some work done to it. If nothing else, definitely drain cleaning. But if we've got a trough worn in that cast iron pipe there, which is that ledge you can see on either side of the camera right here, the pipe's pretty much completely worn out if that's the case. So anyway, you'll have to wait for the jet, but everything on the exterior here to the home end of the responsibility I'd recommend be replaced. The interior kind of have to wait till it's hydrojetted. But we know we've got about a 4-foot section in the crawl space already that's got a significant belly that I would definitely get fixed. I got this marked right up against the foundation with a white X. I'm going to go ahead and reel the camera on out of the line here. I know I've said it a few times, that as an overview, recommend a hydrojet to the line and a rescope. We got a lot of debris buildup in the line. That's one, to make sure the debris has been removed properly. Two, to make sure we don't have cast iron pipe here that's just about to wear through. That's the indication that cast iron's done, is you'll actually get the pipe, the metal in the flow line will wear down to the point where it just opens up to the ground. So definitely need to get that done. We got a 4-foot belly inside the crawl space that I recommend repairing. It's the first 4 feet of the line from the vent out to 4 feet. Looks like we may have an offset joint or something like that inside there. And then on the exterior of the house, because there's so much Orangeburg pipe in there, I would recommend just replacing everything from the foundation out to wherever the homeowner responsibility ends. And that belly it's in the PVC portion of the line, that may be homeowner responsibility. You'll have to check on that with the city. But that belly starts in the middle of the sidewalk and extends out to about 2-3 feet shy of the curb. We just now have issues from the very start of the line out to the end of it, or at least to the end of the curb. So depending on what you find here, it's one of those that it's got a lot of old original pipe in it. You know, in my opinion, this is the time to just fully update this whole thing. I realize that is more costly, but you've got pipe in there that's already old, so you can either do spot repairs here every so often or just fully update it and let it be for a while. So I would recommend all those things here, and definitely get rescopes done after any repair work is done to ensure that that was done correctly.